Just listen to the way I display the spit spray like a K. Charge me for the track, I'ma make the mic pay. He ain't nothing but a no good felon, they might say. But his words precious like proverbs and they soundin' like yay. It's just the truth about what happened, I don't tell it my way. Like a truck, I fuck over whoever the hell in my way. Don't doubt it, I'm bout it, done did dirt untold. And when we had to unload, always the first one roll. I'm a rider, and that seems to keep these females choosing. Catch me moving to Manchester in that CL cruising. Got class, but I can't deny these Eastie roots. I just feel better in some khakis than in a three-piece suit. And them diamonds look so good up against this dark skin. Billy paid for just like that garage is porked in. Know you wanna catch me slipping, but you'll never get the chance. Know you're plotting, try to put your plans together in advance.
I'm amazing.
Never nervous, trying to let them understand that I'm amazing with my pistol and even better with my hands. In the booth, I'm a beast, it's like my home away from home. Vocal tones make the track cry and moan the way it moan. I shine hard on that stage, all my shows are selling out. Spotted look, you this shit is what these hoes yelling out. I can't disagree with them, I sound beside myself. But who's the West kept secret beside myself? I'm the best, bangadocious, it don't get no better. That's why I get more cheddar, because I spit more wetter. They can bag up my body but can't bury my words. They in the heart of all the riders, every area heard. A few try to go against me, but they all be defeated. Y'all see it, I'm heated, but y'all call me conceited. I'm more than just nice, I'm like amazing times 10. Niggas swear the fix is in from how often I win.
I'm amazing.
Stand off the liquor, can't understand what it's saying like Twister. 7 grams in his hand, still trying to twist up. Niggas like, damn, with the pipe it been mixed up. A case of Jay-Z, 3 leaves of Snoop. The scoop is in my pocket, watch the sheet to produce. Hit the blue boom, let the beans loose. Smell of sulfur on the mic when I breathe in the move. I got him feeling cold, trying to squeeze in the boots. But to get where I'm at, you might need a boost. With anything close competition, making it in. But to me's another reason to shoot. Plus the probation with the sheriff is done. I'm licensed up, got back the register's done. So I can murder every DJ soon as your record is spun. Still the case and get the register sponged.
If you are the flesh, then I am the bone. When you back out, still go on. Don't see me stopping, so you think it's hard to believe. I'm something like a hero. I'm stronger than you. Like a hero.
I puff on the fruity branch, clutch figures move with champs, bust on the booty clan, plus get that booty tang, rush in and do your camp, us niggas cool as fans, touch wisdom, rule the land, tough kids is hooligans, struck when I do advance, lust for them new sedans, plus rooms and Jews that glare. I'm rough, y'all should move in pairs. Mad women like them now, black down with spider now, master the tiger style, I'm faster than cycles, wow. I'm deep and I'm so moist, don't beef with me homeboy, I leave you with no choice, speak with a gold voice, 7 steps to darkness, that's right. Rhetoric is flawless. Where did they get this author? Heaven sent him for you. Y'all click sweeter than cough drops, I'm sick. What I spit is equal to smallpox. And they believe in they all pop before drop, before the greatness of artists is more hot.
If you are the flesh, then I am the bone.
Shady
You got
DJ,
guys
DJ,
still go on. Don't see me stopping,
DJ.
so you think it's hard to believe. I'm taking like a hero. I'm stronger than you. Like a hero.
No brain, I was trained in the truth. I bang in the booth, drop the top on the coupe and let the rain in the roof. Might take a brief moment to roll me a blunt. Put the flame to the front right before I chief on it. I don't run from the beef, I done fought with the pork. You ain't punching no lungs, you was caught with a fork. Obscene speaking, must wanna see my green fall. Problem with the homie, should've kept it between y'all. I take it personal. The bitter with the sweet, I still jump out on feet with the spitter in the street. I see a few thousand every couple of lines. I'm on the grind, rap just one hustle of mine. You find it difficult to swallow my hood rep. Looking pitiful, trying to follow my footsteps. With Doja, that's twice as gay as 4 facts. No pass, I want your ass on toe tag.
You are the flesh, then I am the bone. When you back out, still go on. Don't see me stopping, so you think it's hard to believe. I'm taking like a hero. I'm stronger than you. Like a hero.
Crazy how they just like gave us the kaboot. Oh, my mama do it like y'all know we don't be going through that. Like we had technical difficulties, but just as soon as we get into something that is such an important topic for people such as ourselves, our core base, for the world in general, because when such an important portion of the population is imbalanced, then it tends to trickle down, and a lot of things tend to be off balance. And I don't see why it's not obvious, apparent that there's agenda, which, you know what, it is obvious and apparent, but I don't understand why somebody with the background such as Russell Westbrook, cuz I'm not sure if y'all familiar with cuz father's reputation. Everything y'all can imagine from this point backwards, not forward into the future, but back into the past, everything y'all can think that Los Angeles represents, and I don't know the man personally, and this is just for me being a native here. When you have someone such as Russell Westbrook that is a native from the general area, and then you have a father, you tend to get a general idea if the father is from an environment that you're familiar with. And his father's reputation is to be a real solid, stumped down street dude. I'm extremely curious, and I know what money can do to people and how it can broaden your perspective. So I can imagine that their relationship is not strained due to his son's fashion antics. However, can y'all recall recently we were discussing this type of behavior with melanated men in the media recently, and we were using I'll say I was using certain individuals as examples of people who have exercised like, what we would consider weird fashion practices that weren't necessarily feminine or of a feminine nature or masculine, if you had to just be honest. They were like peculiar. A lot of the flooding and certain things we've seen certain sports individuals do in press conferences. And along with Cam Newton, what Russell Westbrook's name came up with a disclaimer that, at least me personally, I had not seen him do something that I can definitely classify as feminine. However, more so than just paying attention or acknowledging any one person or groups of individuals' decision or preference on any one subject, I find it quite detrimental when you see the blend of masculinity taken on so willingly the appearance of femininity. I want to know what's the difference in these days. Like, prior to seeing Cuz in that dress, I thought it was the first time. I've since seen comments that indicate he's worn a dress prior to this. But what is the difference between Cuz doing that and this? Like, so are we to understand, understand, analyze, accept, or believe this individual is similar in nature to Russell Westbrook? Because at least in a fashion sense, I'd have to put both of those fashion statements in the same category. Men, born men, who are very comfortable without physically, with their actual physical attributes, altering them, are very comfortable adorning themselves in traditionally and current feminine garb for no apparent reason. It's not like they're stuck somewhere deprived of clothing and the only option they have is a garment that is typically designated for women and they have to guard themselves and don't care what nobody thinks. These are typically people just based on their status in our society that have generally more access to variety than the average. So what motivates someone such as Westbrook with such a masculine general appearance to put on a dress? He looks like a deaconess. My mama and my mama and her sisters and my mama sister were all deaconess. I'm familiar with deaconess. These are the exact type of outfits that deaconess wear when they're on duty. Deaconess are the female version of deacons. They typically serve at communion, baptisms, ceremonies similar as such. And their skirts often look just like that. I don't know. On a slightly lighter note, but howsoever irrelevant when you look at the progression of things and how you could be asleep and see how something can slither through. Now, I just want you to trip. Your boy Busta Rhymes just very recently was quite vocal in the public speaking against a lot of the current things that were going on as far as the mandates with the COVID and all that was concerned, right? Check it out. Very shortly thereafter, I saw a video of Cuz. It seemed like he was at a venue and he was going big on the whole idea of the mask and all that, and which anybody getting caught up in the emotion, in the feeling of the emotions of a moment, you probably can get with what he was saying in a lot of sense of what he was saying. You can relate, kind of like Kyle Preacher. You get caught up in the speech. However, check this out and read the caption. All of a sudden, this is from years and years ago. How long ago? 1997. This is Martha Stewart, the OG convict. Busta Rhymes and I appeared on the MTV VMA Awards show in 1997. He just appeared tonight. And, well, hold up. He just appeared tonight. Not in that dress, which I think he actually sold himself. Glad to see him back on the award show. Watch the YouTube video of us in 97. It's so well done. Can you imagine Now, since 1997, I don't know how much parading we seen Buster do in those dresses, which would allow me to think this is not something he would like to surface. However, he kind of like put himself on a stake and said something that you might consider controversial, even sacrificial upon himself, and all of a sudden, pictures of him in dresses pop up. Now, I'm not conspiracy theorist type necessarily. However, I keep seeing people, every time we see Kitty Cat do something suspect, they always say, oh, he got to do something to appease those who have him in power. Something that's ritualistic. Remind me of old boy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm a little more suspicious that these dudes are involving themselves in these type of activities for reasons that they are not vocalizing. I can't imagine what would make a cat want to just put on a dress. You dig a lie? I don't know. Me, shout out to Westbrook Daddy. I ain't disrespecting nobody, cuz wore the skirt as masculine as you could possibly see one worn. I see him doing everything he can to try to maintain some masculinity. But I think that's toxic masculinity. That's a term that is being popularized, and it's often attributed toward any unapologetic, firm, masculine, heterosexual, alpha, melanated male, which he appears to be in all other regards until he puts on such garment. And I don't know what the motivation is. I don't know if I'm so behind the curb of reality and humanity that that's not a move toward femininity. I'll remind you, there was a time when 2 earrings wasn't cool. I was young enough to be upon what I would be considered the pioneers of being niggas saying, oh, fuck, I'm wearing 2 earrings. And it was like, was it cool or not? So it doesn't look like he's attempting to relinquish any of his masculinity. However, I don't think and he is, no matter what you want to tend to believe, a role model. As long as he's been an NBA star, I'm sure he has went in public and presented himself to children as role model. I think that is a very confusing message to send to our youth, especially our male youth, especially in a climate such as this. Your father didn't do you that disservice. Your father that I know about from our shared environment did not do you the disservice of sending that type of confusing message to you. And just me as someone who's been here slightly longer than some of the others, I can remember when it was different. All digital platforms, I remember. On the turf, Lil Box and Lil Merc. Got a gang of birds, but the third served the Lil work. Sticky shit, every time he lit his big. Politicking with his clique, trying to hit the biggest lick. Problem with the hood, we gon' have to see to that. It was Baby Jinx, Tiny D, me and Black. To be from EC, can't explain how it felt to me. Lil BT nicknamed himself Looney. With big wine on the 5, getting hella faded. Heard that nigga ain't survived, so we celebrated. On a mission with the homies, or if by my lonely. Niggas know me, always got the pistol on me. Shot his way on the set, they ain't quote him on. Never lied, every lyric you can quote him on. Diamond shining, rhyming with my rollie on. Money long, kinda like a Coleon.
I remember when a nigga first got turned out. I remember was crocodile blood in the blood out. I remember coming up in the stove game. Now niggas only know about this whole game. I remember when a nigga first got turned out. I remember was crocodile blood in the blood out. I remember coming up in the stove game. I remember.
My mama,
Some shit you just can't forget. Like some of the young niggas used to claim to set. Same time, some of the homies used to bang young. To this day, me and Herb trade the same guns. East side, niggas know about that 7 gang. Central to San Pedro, sold up on everything. You ain't heard, 93rd to the Sin. Ain't nothing new, neighborhood, this what it been. All the Sherm homies hitting in the hood. Fuck the function off soon to get to getting good. A party ain't a party without a little drama. In the parking lot, hollering at Lil Mama. Say my name next to Johnny Ray, Baby Dre. Soul 1 and 2, Big Snake from 88th. For death though, I die for, I surrender. Shit was evil on the east side, I remember
when the nigga first got turned out. I remember was crocodile blood in the blood out. I remember coming up in the stove game. Now niggas only know about this whole game. I remember when the nigga first got turned out. I remember was crocodile blood in the blood out. I remember coming up in the stove game.
I remember.
Like I said, I remember on all digital platforms. Please don't be the one in the comments saying, yo, I appreciate the compliment, the flames and all that, saying the joint is hot, but don't ask me the name of that song. I remember all digital platforms. With all love and appreciation. I ain't gonna even try to pronounce that first thing. Yes, I am. A chorus Von Vader the Savage. Jeter, back at you, loved one. Gratitude is the attitude. And this is on y'all, Google gang. I'ma have to take it upon myself to be slightly more careful. You get into a rhythm, and y'all ain't let me wrong, but we gonna have to say the evidence is in that ain't Bobby's murder, cuz. Oh my mama.
So big trying to be so gangster, so toting guns, all doing this,
right here.
Slide man, this man gay here, he dancing, he twerking, he woo woo.
This my thing right here. Look at Cuz looking like Asanova. You know what my body like? Don't all that sound like it go together? But this like he doing all that. But watch this though. Look, oh what? Here we go. This how you know that wasn't my bad for even entertaining. Oh, I ain't blow my mind, cuz. What the slide? Look, hey, look. Hey, that's chipping Deezy's for Sheezy, my Neezy. No, Deezy, and that last Deezy is Doubt. And the first one was Dale's on Goddery and Heavenry on my mama and them. Look at here. If you seen a little clip of Cousin the White with the hat and all that, start talking this little shit before he started going into the little dance clip, right? That's not Bobby Shmurda. It's a nigga named Boogie. Cuz signed to Yo Gotti, right? He proud of that. He got a whole speech of how that got him out the ghetto, taking care of his kids with that. And hey, look, you know what I'm trying not to do? I'm trying not to hate. Look, there's a right and there's a wrong, which we ain't gonna discuss. I'm gonna just talk about the differences. I'm just different. Y'all send me that to get my thoughts on it, right? I'm just giving y'all my feedback, cuz, like on my mama. Even if I was at a club, doing what I do, chilling, just taking in the environment. And if you go, you gotta go see that. Go look and see the rest of that rant. What was the name of that platform I seen it on? I forget, cuz y'all be shitting me so much. He was talking to no, that was something else. That was just him. Y'all seen it. But go check cuz out, cuz they boogie. Cuz he on. Let him know. Tell him he on. He don't care. He fill up stadiums full of females. He don't need no other males in there but his. And he's comfortable being on camera, supporting that type of, gyration, wiggle, whoop, wop, looking over his shoulder, popping his waist like somebody is nailing it. On my mama, the thing is this. I'm just different. You dig it, guys? It's just, that's a lot of times what I am starting to learn and understand about scenarios that society are all dealing with at once. And that's what a lot of people are claiming, and that's they throw their hands up and they want some type of consideration because they different. I'm just different, cuz. Oh, my mama. If you listen to the rest of Cuz spiel without seeing that video, you would think Cuz was just a stumped down, regular, anything. This is all I'm saying, cuz I am responsible not by no government, no organizations, by the universe alone to raise 3 males. 3 young men on this earth that have my last name. My first name is Curtis. All their names start with C-U-R. Ask Pat Sajak. He know all about it. What up, Pat? It's security guard from Compton, remember me? Oh, crap. But anyway, I'm just saying this. Outside of what we saw Russell Westbrook do recently by wearing the deaconess outfit and some of the other peculiar outfits, but just anything else, I probably wouldn't mind opportunity. Hey, send your boys to the camp. Without seeing cuz dance, the Boogie Cat, we out in public, whoop, whoop, whoop. You might happen to recognize him from a photo app, a video. Oh yeah, she'll be like, ooh, wow. But from this point forward, being responsible to help nurture, grow, and see through such a confusing society, the natural birthright of my bloodline through a male perspective, I would never send my child to a Russell Westbrook camp. This is just me personally. You don't have to agree. If you don't realize, I am here for the Google gang and those that have like-minded. If you don't disagree, move around, beat your feet, find your kind. We won't mind. Oh, my mama. But me personally, I wouldn't send my son to go do nothing with no boogie. If I was in the venue and we chilling and a cat got the feeling the music and doing what cuz was doing anywhere in my vicinity, we not finna bash him, we ain't finna beat him. But we gonna laugh, cuz it's gonna be a natural reaction to laugh. How do you not laugh? Cuz sound like, when he talking afterward, he sound grimy, cuz. Like, think of this type of grimy. What was that, Belly? When he got an accent, but it's not like Jamaican. His is like Southern, but his complexion and his with the white on, and the way he seemingly is bothered about the fact that people is clowning him about doing that little gyrating gesture. So now he get on the camera trying to show I'm everything but what that indicates. And it just shows when the way he holds his posture the whole time after, it shows he knows how what we see in these video dance moves betrays the posture he's trying to uphold now, while he's justifying it, clarifying, and testifying on his own behalf, explaining why it's cool and how much money he makes, as if money is not the bait that's waved in majority of the people's face that sell they soul. Some people go out for other than and less than money. You know, sell it. That's where the phrase "sell your soul for a jelly roll" come from. You dig it, lies? But I know if you're comfortable performing those type of moves, especially in front of the eyesight of men, which you know are going to be on the cameras or in the venues, there is a portion of your masculinity that has been compromised. Whether you care or not, that's another thing. I realize we are living in a society to where masculinity is deemed to be no longer, first of all, actual and factual or needed, or it doesn't seem to be tended to be carried into the future on a generally public, social, society type platform. It seems like just general masculinity is rapidly being weeded out, and it seems like there's been an effort extremely being made on our people. This ain't the time I was made for. We living in the future life. Oh, blah, 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 blah.
Yes, sir. One more gizzo. SP out of the rider, was blinded by the street grinding. Never mind the homework, never had a double up. I hustled up my own work. And to this day, I've been getting it with no help. There's no better feeling than depending on your own self. Money talk, you better listen when that paper speak. Mistake the streets for sweet, white sheets, they play for keeps. A father first, ex-felon trying to feed his seeds. I'm compensated for the fact I chose to keep it G. Stuck to the script all the while watching weenies win. I'm a child of God, but every day I seem to sin. Your reputation be the reason that they shoot you down. Judging from my past, but I'm living in the future now. Dollars addictive, gotta have my daily dose. Multiple hustles, I focus on what pay me most. Fear no man, he breathe like me, he can bleed. But we can leave that beef behind and breathe some peace, I believe.
I'm just preparing for my future life, cause my mama ain't living right. So just in case I ain't living this one right, I'll be riding with no ceilings like, cause I be out to get it, cause I can see me with it. I ain't worried about you niggas, I'm just minding up the business. I get it how I live it, so I live it how I get it.
I'll probably get no awards, no mention on the leaderboards. But take me to war, I promise you gon' need the Lord. Worldwide traveler, Los Angeles to Singapore. Sure, I can show her things she never seen before. Bump the horn and knock down the walls of Jericho. We pay them no mind, the laws call us terrible. Delilah had Samson, Eve made Adam fall. I ended up with none, y'all, trying to have them all. I go and get it, ain't with it, trying to wait it out. I laid it out, contemplated it, and weighed it out. Touched $1 million in my trap before I played it out. Faded out before they came and raided. Yep, I made it out. Tell them follow my footsteps, already laid the route. Nothing fake about me, no faith, who was they to doubt? Play me close, I'm supposed to pop that derriere. Promote the peace, but I take my pistol everywhere.
I'm just preparing for my future life, cause my mama ain't living right. So just in case I ain't living this one right, I'll be riding with no ceilings like, cause I be out to get it, cause I can see me with it. I ain't worried about you niggas, I'm just minding up the business. I get it how I live it,
Y'all
so I
seen
live it how I get it.
Y'all seen it, seemed like Satan threw everything he had at me. Still standing, ain't understanding how y'all could be mad at me. Patience, push-ups, prayer on a healthy kick. Paint the perfect picture, me rolling, no selfie stick. Basically Baymacking, bonafide businessman. Religion don't define him better than his decisions can. Prodigal prophet, ain't worth half the price. Purchase, paid for after death, it's the afterlife, my future.
I'm just preparing for my future life, cause my mama ain't living right. So just in case I ain't living this one right, I'll be riding with no ceilings like, cause I be out to get it, cause I can see me with it. I ain't worried about you niggas, I'm just minding up the business. I get it how I live it.
Oh, my mama, he said, somebody here talking about George Floyd is an end. Yo, you's a troll for real, on God. Hey, check it out though. Hey, he just said rest in peace, Pop Smoke on Hood. And then the emojis. I know he from out of town, but on Hood, I'm gonna say rest in peace, Pop Smoke too. But it just blew my mind. He said that at that moment, and this was what was loaded up for me to show y'all next, which I know most of y'all seen it. If you haven't seen it, it's a very disrespectful photograph that happens to be the final resting place of Pop Smoke, his casket, his burial site, and it apparently was vandalized. It's like, to me, it's like, damn, I'm like, Cub was kind of young when he passed, right? And I wonder once again, the motivation. What could be the motivation of an enemy that far past death to want to do something of such a nature? Like, or then I wonder, I don't know, I don't be really, involving myself with police investigations, or I really not keeping up. I don't keep up with the current events as much as y'all might assume based on the fact that we do this on a regular basis. You dig lies, for those that don't know. I take the headline, I basically read it. If it sparks any interest, I do very little to no investigating, and then I like to be caught off guard for the most part and just give my thoughts off the top right here on the issue. And I just don't understand, with the diss culture that I see floating throughout hip hop and just, the inner cities with social media. We are not exempt out here locally. It get cracking. You would think that typically in the past, people that put threats and all that on camera is like basically doing some PC, don't really want it. But we realize this generation has transcended that idea of, oh, because you making it public, you don't really want the phone. Social media has made it to where now the dynamic is obviously apparently that I'll say whatever I want, documented not only through type or text on the social media platform, but I also get on the camera and videotape myself, incriminate myself about what I am actively involved in, what is all felonious activity. And then not only would I do that, such as we used to say the CB4 or the studio gangster would do and then don't follow through. Then you have the whole generation now that provides all this preface, and then they follow through. I cannot, no disrespect, other than the Chappelle, and I didn't know to correlate the two. I had never really heard of Pop Smoke until after he passed, but somehow he's motivated that much hate or disdain that someone would either have that much of a personal vendetta with him, or perhaps they just view, and I'm realizing it happens out here too. Like I said, we're not exempt, but it's more of an out-of-town thing where people have taken it to the extreme of being disrespectful toward the dead. Like they say at that site, not only was the actual stone that protected or covered his actual casket broken up, but there was like, this was according to, I didn't mean to show no kind of like lack of respect by laughing, but I was just thinking how ridiculous or ironic that it was to end up in the report that they found blunt guts, weed remainders at the site. And I always hear about people telling me smoking your dead homie. So what it may have appeared that people wanted to get a photo op of smoking on smoke. And not only was it that, they said that they were unsuccessful, but it appeared that it was obvious that they attempted to take the casket out of from where it was contained, which you could only assume at that point to go in it and to be even further disrespectful to it. And just me personally, I don't know. I know some cold cats, but I don't know nobody that's that eager and willing to just deal with corpses. Like, come on, like, there's no levels to this. Like, God, or I guess there is levels. There's no limits to this. How deep does it go? At really one point, I thought I kind of understood how deep it go, but I really don't understand. And I know at least one point in time, and I can compare the court transcendent, I consider myself a bad motherfucker. But to be so disrespectful or upset at someone, to visit their gravesite, post their passing, and to disrupt it and destroy it, damage and disrespect it to that point, I can't imagine what type of gratification that you receive from that. And around here, gratitude is the attitude. We all try to get gratified on my mama, but that's one thing for me personally that probably had never be understood.
I'm the one setting precedents everywhere. Now I'm feeling like I made it. I'm looking up all my friends are mostly entertainers. I still got street friends, don't get me wrong, but all my friends, I'm in the entertainment door. I'm in that realm now. Now I'm finna start making a lot of legitimate money.
Bitch, you run my name, it come back 100. Ask Big U, Top Dog, whack 100. Suge Knight, both the niggas he happened to drive over. The one that died and the one that survived. Rest in peace, Terry Carter. What up, Bone? It's the perfect type of beef for me to nut up on. Used to holler at the plug like, what up, Holmes? Cop 9 zones, go home and cut up stones. No extras on nothing, just saying what I say. From Compton and LAX, Cam with a K. Mayo over mustard, whiter than Ajax. And Trag Newport, getting high with AWACS. Nominated most Easty, yes I accepted. Q, Mac, and Dub, I'm West Side connected. Used to flood the swap me with my CD copies. Niggas nutty on my block like BG Nuggies. All I ever did was keep it hood. All I ever did was keep it G. These niggas ain't never like me. That's something I never understood. All I ever did was keep it hood. All I ever did was keep it G. These niggas ain't nothing like me. That's something I always understood. Family first, nothing over or equal to them. Love my folks from the turf and my peoples from Brim. Industry-wise, the realest from the past to me actually has to be Master P. Keep it a Google, only way I know how to do things. Tour with Titty Boy before he had 2 chains. In Georgia with Jeezy in the CTE, or the son of Easy E in the CPT. Project passion on the mic like I'm giving a speech. Spent weeks on South Beach politicking with me. They used to think I was banging with a decent group, till they left the low hanging when I beef with Snoop. Never sneak this and just speaking the truth. When you shoot from the soul, it gets deep in the booth. I'm a legendary native like CJ Mack. Never left, but tell them haters that the keyway cack. All I ever did was keep it hood. All I ever did was keep it G. These niggas ain't never like me. That's something I never understood. All I ever did was keep it hood. All I ever did was keep it G. These niggas ain't nothing like me. That's something I always understood. Call me crazy, or maybe it's a baby thing. Baby Spider, baby Dre Line, baby Lane. New Orlando before Burris war with Glencoe. Fuck them slow bugs, but his name was Winslow. Shared a cell with Chris Lighty, got blunted with Fab. Now no one damn near had to run it with Zab. That nigga Puto couldn't do nothing but laugh. Like you a fool, sticking moves, stay up under the jab. Grab a bag of that gag for $1,200 a half. Fuck the world on my handicapped brother's behalf. Hit the road and wear it out for a month and a half. Counting cash, I don't care about nothing but math. Usually I'm all alone with a gun in the lab. Like you should leave me alone, I don't wanna collab. Number 1 in my class, I been good crip. Run long and not fast like in hood nip. All I ever did was keep it hood. All I ever did was keep it G. These niggas ain't never like me. That's something I never understood. All I ever did was keep it hood. All I ever did was keep it G. These niggas ain't nothing like me. That's something I always understood.
Always keep it hood. Nothing like me. I'm a G on Crip. I'm just like.
You have impacted them, only more so because you're not an actor playing a part.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm real life.
Actualize this shit.
Yeah.
Actualize. You made this shit reality.
Yeah.
They don't have the mental capacity to be able to process that type of shit, man.
He said he with Doing Life, which is also a record off the same Illiterate project. Which, do you see the goofy I did? You see the difference between, the only difference between Cleopatra, the company, putting out the Illiterate, and then we bought back our masters. I wish I had the button when you clap for applause. And then we reissued it. And I thought I did everything perfect. Everything formatted, uploaded out to the public, and realized I put out the Doing Life acapella. Maybe y'all producers could get up under it and do something special with it. I'm making my business to upload Doing Life. That blew my mind when I realized I did that. However, I seen a video today with a cat by the name of China Brim. I think it's 501 China Brim or something like that. Because it's supposedly Mel Matrix and Murder Brother. Them is cats that's locked with the whole little 9 tray to coochie snitchuation, the whole scenario. He had a lot to say about Jim Jones. Anybody wondering my particular interest in Jim Jones and his gangsterism, other than just in general, how long and out of nowhere when he started claiming the blood, one of the first as far as public media, music-wise, from over there, that I can remember, claiming the red rash, and then ending up years later For what I could see, never violating, being pretty appropriate, just being himself, representing where he from, doing what he do, right? Then a lot of y'all don't know. One day, for whatever reason, he felt motivated to put this on his social media platform. I'm not finna play the video. I may have it somewhere, but I don't have it loaded up. I'm just gonna describe it. But there was an actual like sea creature, a lobster or a crab, something of that nature, that seemingly had wandered its way near an elevator, which apparently was in a hotel or something of that nature that he was in. And he thought, being the entertainment blood from, I don't know which part, but from New York, that, you know what I'm saying, guess he cool with the famous Crips and the famous Bloods from LA, and whatever, however long he been doing whatever, however real he thought it was, he felt it was cool to go on social media, and while this sea creature was right in the little lobby of the hotel or right in his passageway when he left the elevator, he thought it was cute to turn on his camera and start calling it an enemy, which indicated it was a crab. So for those that know, I won't go into no deep explanation to break that down. But he make this little video about, he said tripping. Well, why you said tripping? Nah. Now, mind you, this is some years back. Before the black box, period. Y'all know my Instagram page. It ain't hitting for nothing numbers-wise. It's nothing. So at this point, it still was hitting for even less. A whole lot less. You digitalize? So I saw that a few, and it's just crazy the nature of how I acquire the content these days in the black box out of my DM. Because now, remember, way back then, people were sending it to my DM that Jim Jones had this video on his Instagram page. And I noticed once I became aware of it, it had been up there for approximately 7-8 days or something like that. So I looked at it, I thought about it, I was like, and then I just went on and screen recorded it, posted it on my page. The same exact video he posted, and I could bet you a Google dollars that there were famous Crips in the comments with laugh emojis or whatever, LOL, and all. I bet you no, because apparently, obviously, nobody took offense that called themselves a rip that anybody is aware of. It was up 7-8 days. I became aware of it. My influence definitely on Instagram. I would not attempt to compare to anyone that we consider influential. You see, I'm blued off. The blue nose, bang deer. On the gang though. On my mama. Don't get invited to the games. But this is at least the reach I was learning to appreciate way back then. Check me out, y'all. The same cat. I'm going to get back to your boy, China, and all that, though. Like, but look, this I'm talking about Jimmy. Jimmy said, so I made a post and I added everybody that y'all can imagine. I'm not going to name nobody. But everybody that y'all could imagine that has a public presence that affiliate themselves from Los Angeles area with any type of Crippin' and Blood, I added all of them and said, damn, and added Jimmy. And with the video, I'm like, cut this type of shit y'all letting these out of town pull off. This is why I said, whoop. I just spoke my mind and made it real obvious why this is some of the goofiest display of dissing and clownism with this that we consider our culture, that we infused into the hip-hop experience. And after I'd been up there 7, 8, 9 days, within an hour or two, it was down and disappeared. So now, ever since then, I've just, the same way Cardi C for dissing that fly-ass blue jacket she was wearing on Crip, I would have looked at you obscurely. Now you implicated yourself in a train of thought that I would have never viewed you at, and now that's just the way I view you. So now, Jim Jones, yeah, I really want to know what that be all about. So now we find out. We heard the speculations. Your boy just come home. He's supposedly official, and I just watched a video with him where the person in video interviewing him was confirming that they had just. I'm gonna let you know I ain't seen no paperwork. They talking about a whole lot of paperwork though. Jim Jones paperwork party. This is what you can't get away with. This one thing, cause you hear motherfuckers say all the time, "Oh, your big homie is snitch. Your brother snitch." My thing be like this: I got more than one brother, more than one big homie. Name which one. Then on top of that, once you get past that, please give me any idea of who that individual told on. And then if I have any, the only time a nigga tried to say my big brother told on the internet that I responded to was Ho No Honey. We Knack Ho No Honey, right? He said, "Oh, he threatened. I'm gonna release some paperwork." Bam! Here go the paperwork. Cuz, shut up. He don't say my name no more. He know better. On my mama, he's soft, tissue, liquidy. I ain't met a hole with her. No, I'm getting off track. But anyway, y'all need to go tap in and see what your boy China talking about with Jim Jones. He got a cold snitchuation at hand. And I would just like to see, I already have no hope in the industry or cancel culture amongst the G's, hip-hop, thug, any of that. I'm not even, we know cuz is still going to be able to maintain whatever public status that he possesses. Because you even see with Whack Ho No Honey, even as a nobody, rises to prominence within hip-hop, trying to like hold the Pyru and the West Coast gangster flag so high, he's even willing to put panties on and sit down with the rainbow rat and embrace and then move upon in the future with financial endeavors and announce financial promises as if this justifies you moving around with the ratatouille. Oh my mama. For these reasons and others, not just these alone, not for the typical hero reasons, me and those that think like me, I am, you are, we are heroes. I'm a hero on my mama. It's old school though. I ain't gonna say on all digital platforms, but it will be soon. But you can't go grab it on YouTube though. Eno did his thing. VJ Keyway in the black box. It's another wake and bake section. God, I've been meaning to shout these cats out since we started. I think the technical difficulties on the initial launch kind of threw us off. But these the Keep It Sticky cats. Y'all know if it was my brand, it would have been 2 C's and a sticky. But they made that for me. I appreciate it. Y'all know I'm all about our independent effort and endeavors equally. So if y'all shoot it, I'm going to share it as far as garments. I'm going to wear it. As long as it ain't goofy, totally out of taste, or something that doesn't represent something that I definitely promote. Never know how love goes.
Can't stand off the liquor. Can't understand what he's saying like Twister. 7 grams in his hand, still trying to twist up. Niggas like, damn, with the pipe it and mixed up. A case of Jay-Z, 3 leaves of sweet. The scoop is in my eye, go watch the sheet to produce. Hit the blue boom, let the demons for loose. Smell of sulfur on the mic when I breathe in the booth. I got him curling toes, trying to squeeze in the boots. But to get where I'm at, you might need a boost. With anything close competition, maybe them, but to me's another reason to shoot. Plus the probation with the sheriff is done. I'm licensed up, got back the register's done, so I can murder every DJ soon as your record's spun. Still a case and get the register sponge.
If you are the flesh, then I am the bone. When you back out, still go on. Don't see me stopping, so you think it's hard to believe. I'm something like a hero. I'm stronger than you. Like a hero.
I puff on the fruity branch, clutch figures move with champs, bust on the booty clan, plus get that booty tang, rush in and do your camp. Us niggas cool as fans, touch wisdom, rule the land, tough kids is hooligans, struck when I do advance, lust for them new sedans, plus rooms and Jews that glare. I'm rough, y'all should move in pairs. Mad women like them now, black down with spider now, master the tiger style, I'm faster than cycles, wow. I'm deep and I'm so moist, don't beef with me homeboy, I leave you with no choice, speak with a gold voice, 7 steps to darkness, that's right. Rhetoric is flawless, where did they get this author? Heaven sent him for you. Y'all click sweeter than cough drops, I'm sick. What I spit is equal to smallpox. And they believe in they all pop before drop. Before the greatness of artists is more hot.
If you are the flesh, then I am the bone.
Shady DJ. DJ.
You think it's hard to believe. I'm stronger than you.
No brain, I was trained in the truth. I bang in the booth, drop the top on the coupe and let the rain in the roof. Might take a brief moment to roll me a blunt. Put the flame to the front right before I chief on it. I don't run from the beef, I done fought with the pork. You ain't punching no lungs, you was caught with a fork. Obscene speaking, must wanna see my green fall. Problem with the homie, should've kept it between y'all. I take it personal, the bitter with the sweet. I still jump out on feet with the spitter in the street. I see a few thousand every couple of lines. I'm on the grind, rap just one hustle of mine. You find it difficult to swallow my hood rep. Looking pitiful, trying to follow my footsteps. With Doja, that's twice as gay as 4 facts. No pass, I want your ass on toe tag.
If you are the flesh, then I am the bone. When you back out, still go on. Don't see me stopping, so you think it's hard to believe. I'm something like a hero. I'm stronger than you. Like a hero.
Y'all ain't even hear that. Oh my mama, y'all might think that getting my loc on Buck Jenner is new. Been on Buck Jenner head. If you're not familiar with, go familiarize yourself with Vandalized Volume 3. Available on all digital platforms. It was young Buck Jenner's funeral long ago, served up by none other than yours truly, Bay Machiavelli, aka VJ Keyway, SPI, the most Easty Low, aka No Brain, me. Go check it out. Vandalized Volume 3. He been dead. But however, that was a record. Not sure if that was on there or not. But you see, I got 2 MCs on there trying to chop necks off. And we in a session, and I'm chopping necks off. Not just trying to MC with them, but I'm on Buck Jenner. When you hear me say, with Doja, that's twice as 4, no pass. I warned you, some toe tags. If you go listen to toe tags, I tell them, I ain't Young Buck either. I ain't Yuck Mouth. I forget. I know Nichols know, but that just brought my mind to another thought. Before I get up out of here, I don't know, I have overstayed my time. I appreciate y'all for tarrying with me in such the most gracious manner possible. However, cause just thinking about that song, and I'm realizing how it's such an MC platform, inspirational music, and I'm on there trying to chop young Buck Jenner head off, right? But it made me think of a moment based on something I saw earlier today. And this is not current. So as much as y'all want to classify this as news around here, this ain't about news. This is about whatever we decide to discuss, whether it's new or old, historical, current, even futuristic. We chop up whatever y'all motivate me to discuss, whatever y'all spark my interest with. So this is something that's not new. I just say that because so many people be like, man, this is old, man. I don't give a fee nut. Like the Bible old. People discuss it, talk about it all day, every day, continuously, constantly, consistently, and other things. Get your mind off the wrong situation. However, I remember a time being at 106 in Park. It was still the AJ and Free days. And if you don't know, which I imagine the majority of you, there's no way you could possibly know. Like right before you take the stage and walk out to go get greeted by the host, it might have been Terrence that is. But no, I think it was AJ and Free on the set. Either or. You be right behind stage, like behind like a banner, and then if like you're following another act next, there's a high probability or there's a occurrence to where that you'll be right there behind stage, right behind the person you're next behind. And the only reason I know this is because I remember being there with Young Buck and just knowing, imagine being in the green room, dressing room, all the way up to that point, and then when Cuz went out, you were required to stay. But we were in line behind none other than the realest from the past to me actually has to be Master P. And while we were standing there, Pete, you could tell it was like a kind of a mental countdown. He was standing there kind of anxious, knowing he was before Buck. And before he went out, I remember him and Buck having small talk about none other than C Murder. And I guess it was just Buck Jenner's general small talk when he bumped into P to ask about Cuz. When he asked about Cuz, I remember P with like a somewhat of an arrogant attitude say, I talked to him the other day, man, you know, you always want to ask the same shit, man, what you out there doing? You know, shit, out here getting money, man, what you think? And then like right then it was like they said, and next, ladies and gentlemen, Master P. And then he said that, he went off to the stage. And then I don't know much about the whole No Limit saga in detail. I don't know much about the C Murder saga, specifically in detail. I just only generally have been aware with it as long as it's been in existence. And from my over-under understanding, without having any reason or interest in investigating any deeper, I know I could be totally off base. But from what I just had, if I was somewhere fishing on a boat, in the mountains hiking, in a cell doing time, and somebody, man, see Murder, what's up with? Asked me for I thought Cuz had an incident outside the club, a bouncer or somebody else, something, and whatever happened, Cuz was some popping, boop, boop. I've been thinking Cuz doing an L for something like that, right? And regardless, you know what I'm saying, right, wrong, I don't know nobody, I don't have a dog in the fight. So in general, in your soul, your spirit, you feel like Free C Murder. And then I see how he had the whole little scenario with Monica, and I think it was Kim Kardashian, and the way his brother got kind of emotional. I'm like, come on, Free C Murder. Still feel like Free C Murder, but now I feel like Free C Murder like times a Google to the extreme, because guess what I just realized, and I wonder if y'all know. Y'all know in America, you go to jail all the time, Tanisha Ferris, neighborhood to the neighborhood. When I feel like it, when I think about it, or when Cuz call me, yeah. But I'm like, damn, what was you talking about? She threw me off with that bullshit. Oh yeah, do y'all realize, Cuz, regardless of what the case, evidence, the history, whatever they got against Cuz, you know, in America, Cuz, we realize you catch a case, go to trial, take it 12 in the box. You need 12 people to say you're guilty. Do you know that C Murder was not found guilty by 12 people, Cuz? And being in the deep south, the further you are from the north and the civilization and the realization that all are equal, the more you're exposed to the fact that America was once, still is, a cold place for us, and I mean us, to have to occupy and dwell. But can you imagine laws? As much as I know y'all are surprised, I was extremely surprised to find out there are still places in America where you can go to trial, have a jury of 12 people. However, you don't even need the whole 12. I don't even know the ratio, because it don't matter. It's not 12. 12, just imagine. C Murder went to the same trial, cuz, especially anybody been through the system. Anybody who ever went to trial, blue trial, I know that's an out-of-town term, but for out here, you ever went to trial, was threatened with going to trial, you know somebody that went to trial, just imagine, cuz, this nigga went to trial, and our sister trial, he beat it. All you need is one. I thought that was universal in the sense of America. I thought that took place. I thought that was a national. I thought that covered all of America. But however, I realized, I don't know if it was 10, 9, 8, 7, 1 or 2. But guess what? When C. Murder got found guilty, cuz he did not have 12 jurors saying he was guilty. This is the obvious, blatant contradiction that is alive within America on so many levels. So many levels, bro. I had the opportunity on the cigar lounge recently with one of my non-melanated associates, and he introduced me to another non-melanated associate. And I found myself having a discussion with this person where they were being very, like, if they wanted to support or champion or hail praise toward anyone with my pigmentation, it was Larry Elder. And because of the current C-19 scenario and the fact that he pledges, if he was to win the recall, not to enforce the mandates, I found myself in a chess game sense saying, okay, at this point, I would like to preserve Larry Elder for a scenario. And I'm going to say now, I might even, I see people talking about the election. I tend to believe he lost or did not win based on the comments. I'm not sure. However, based on that most pertinent issue that we have at hand, if you know how to play chess, the fact that I would preserve or prefer Larry Elder for that specific issue does not indicate that I am a person that endorses his overall character. Because it blew my mind, because there's obviously a campaign going on and people are tending to expose one another and show who's the best for the job, why you should or why you should not this person. And someone happened to dig up some footage of Cuz speaking on George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. God bless the young black brother's soul. Rest in peace. Skittles and tea. Minding my business. Just like you and me. And our babies. An individual murdered him under the phrase stand your ground. Yet, that individual was not guilty for pursuing Trayvon and not allowing him the opportunity to stand his ground from the pursuit, right? Larry Elder was on there like, he was praising George Zimmerman in the same fashion we praise any one of our people we see have a victorious or a non-victim moment with a Karen. He was singing the praises of George Zimmerman. I couldn't believe it. And then I look at him with his natural afro features, the width of his nose, the actual concentration of the melanin that is contained within his skin. There is nothing Euro about him whatsoever. And for him to be comfortable taking a public position so opposite what is obviously right, I'm so glad if he did not win that he didn't win. And I'm so glad that I have never made no real like endorsement of an individual such as that. But guess what, y'all? We have a phrase around here that I coined quite a time back. See that? And I don't refer to it quite as much as I had intended to. But it is double R, and that's not for Rich Rollin', and it's not for Rolls Royce, it's not for Richie Rich. It is for Random Ramble. And I have subsequently, after having this session with y'all and being off plenty yak, found myself involved in what I consider Random Ramble. And if y'all not confused, I am. And eventually, I will confuse you. So, on that note, I'm up out of here on my mama. This BS and BS. Baby Spider, Blue Smurf. Oh yeah, confused. Don't be confused Friday, Tuesday, it's all the same. Love life. Be about your marathon at all costs. Don't get mad. Get money. And remember, gratitude is the attitude.
I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah. I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah. Banging me some OJs, thinking about the old days. Kicking my feet up just like a ball. I'm thinking it's Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up. Oh yeah.
Stuff a marathon OG and the Russian cream. Whole team counting thousands, it was just a dream. Big blunts to the neck, get me high quick. In the trap, watching shotters on the 5-stick. 4K, 60-something on the inside. Pastrami and chili on the French fries. Piecing up for the homies on the inside. Evil East side, in hood, could've been died. Liberated, cause the paid lawyer litigated. Mitigated, keep the cognac refrigerated. Getting faded in a 5-star, niggas hate it. Last time I demonstrated it was nickel plated. He ain't had no win against the 4 fin. Just went on one, and I'm down to go again. But then, rather sip tequila. Kick my feet up, turn the beat up, never put my heat up on E.
I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah. I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah. Banging me some OJs, thinking about the old days. Kicking my feet up just like a boss do. Yeah. I'm thinking it's Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up. Oh
Big
yeah.
hands on a baseball cap, I'm from the Max. Styrofoam cup full of Remy Martin, all cognac, no chase. I used to duct tape the 38. Riders hanging out where it ain't safe on a Tuesday. Patron bottles, Magnum hollers, we get it in. Active like every day, not only on the weekend. Baby say she can't swim, just put your feet in. Take a shot of this tequila and stay away from the deep end. For death though, I'm too deep in. Mafia, on that BS, Blue Smurf and Baby Spotter. Gold rag around my neck or in my pocket, can't give it up. Blam on me in the function, wish I would put it up. Got me turned up, thinking about the old days. Homie and op, remember all my head up fast. But then, I'd rather chill and kick my feet up. Mafias and ECs, the real riders link up.
I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah. I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah. Banging me some OJs, thinking about the old days. Kicking my feet up just like a boss do. Yeah. I'm thinking it's Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up.
Tupac of my generation, Pac was highly intelligent, but in our culture, street culture, especially in his generation, intelligence was viewed as a form of weakness. How do you get the people that's really affected by, you know, what we trying to solve, involved?
Yeah. Family broken, so I stand with my niggas. Showed up to every shootout, but I ran for my feelings. Time for those, I got a plan to get millions. Whoever don't agree, I see you back at the buildings. That's why I never let y'all act like a victim. That's why I never let y'all kill my ambition. You wasn't built for the mission. Park my cutlass in the back of the village. Remember Tony started washing them dishes. It was all a decision. Fast died, he took a part of me with him. Heart broken like my artery missing. Just fuck all of you niggas. Team broke, they can't harvest you, nigga. Swore shit, it got a heart to it, nigga.
I used to know you were gon' fold 'em. I used
know that I can count on you. All that pressure they bestowed on me. Pray my son never face what I go through. Yeah. Get it, don't wear that crown right. And if it be feeling like what it sound like. Now my life was a struggle and it get worse. I ain't complain about it. I just can't never feel the same about it. My life built on damage, ain't understanding, can't call family, no. Got crossed by my closest, I ain't gon' show too much emotion, no. My little one call my phone, I pick her right away. I know I'm living wrong if it's the right way. I was too busy trying to get heavy, I was lightweight. A lot of niggas that came in with me ain't on my side today. I been trying to live with some of these songs in case I die today. Every time I need something lean on, I drank that spot away. So it don't feel how it feels to me. Cause I've been through it and it did what it did to me. I trusted you and that was big for me. It's my little partner, you do that big for me. And I ain't never jumped in my feelings, I have. You swear that you want no photo. I used to know that I could count on you. All that pressure they bestowed on me. Pray my son never face what I go through. Yeah. Get it, don't wear that crown right. And if it be feeling like what it sound like. Down my life was a struggle and it get worse, I ain't complain about it. I just can't never feel the same about it.
Mathematical mogul, marathoning, making moves, taking the heartbreaking news, made major breaking news. Nephews, nieces, siblings, seeds, stay confused. Waking up, shaking, aching, praying that it's April Fools. Chosen child from the now down, stakes is huge. Snakes and fakes straddling the gate, it's too late to choose. Through violent visions, gave victory, paid your dues. Motivated, demonstrated, elevated views. Truths don't die, we multiply. I ain't make the rules. Self-medicate, meditate, and celebrate the blues. Neighborhood, roller coaster, you can take the cruise, I'm good. Blue laces, suede Puma's favorite shoes. Jesus to the generation, you never save me on my babies. Most beautiful gift Puto ever gave me. For such a precious life, who decides price? I couldn't feel the slide twice, cause they crucified Christ.
I used to know that I could count on you. All that pressure they bestowed on me. Pray my son never face what I go through. Yeah. Get it, don't wear that crown right. And if it be feeling like what it sound like. Now my life was a struggle and it get worse, I ain't complain about it. I just can't never feel the same about it. My life built on damage, ain't understanding, can't call family, no. Got crossed by my closest, I ain't gon' show too much emotion, no. My little one call my phone, I pick her right away. I know I'm living wrong if it's the right way. I was too busy trying to get heavy, I was lightweight. A lot of niggas that came in with me ain't on my side today. I been trying to live with some of these songs in case I die today. Every time I need something lean on, I drank that spot away. So it don't feel how it feels to me. Cause I've been through it and it did what it did to me. I trusted you and that was big for me. It's my little partner, you do that big for me. And I ain't never jumped in my feelings, I have. You swear that you want no photo. I used to know that I could count on you. All that pressure they bestowed on me. Pray my son never face what I go through. Yeah. Get it, don't wear that crown right. And if it be feeling like what it sound like. Down my life was a struggle and it get worse, I ain't complain about it. I just can't never feel the same about it.
Snitchuation that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.